Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists of Petaluma / Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Santa Rosa, joint service number 2. Thank you. My name is David Dodd. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees and also one of the people who helps make music here, and we're going to make music right now. We're going to gather with a song, and I'm going to teach it to you. You probably already know it, but I'm going to teach it to you anyway. And then we're going to divide it up and we're going to sing it in 40 parts. I mean, 3 parts. So, first line is, sing and rejoice. Do that. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now. Let all things living now. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Oh, you got it. We'll do it all together once, and then we'll break into parts. And here's how it's going to work. Rachel and Gage are going to take each a part and to lead, and we're going to have 3 parts instead of 4. Yeah. And one of the parts is going to be the choir. So, Gage, would you like to lead the choir? And then Rachel, you'll take that side, and I'll take this side, and we'll sing it all together once, and we'll be part 1 over here, everybody on this side. You'll be part 2, and then the choir will come in and anchor us, and we'll do it through 3 times, the rule of thumb for rounds. However many parts there are, that's how many times you sing it through. So, all together. Sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice, let all things living now sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists of Petaluma, where we welcome all to live your sacred, transform through love, and act with courage. I'm Laura Abel, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at UUP. Our minister is the Reverend Aija Simpson-Newbury, and our religious education coordinator is Aaron Birch. Today, we also welcome Reverend Dave Clemens, minister of UUCSR, to our pulpit. Joining him in leading worship are Reverend Aija and Nancy Blake, and our musicians today are David Dodd, Gage Purdy, Lauren Shia, Sally Jones, Rachel Walter-Steiner, Larking About, and the UUCSR choir. A special thank you to everyone who made this service possible, and as you can see, it's a lot. We acknowledge that we gather on the unceded, sacred, ancestral homeland of the Coast Miwok people. By our words and deeds, may we participate in healing the wounds of history, work for justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, and approach our earthly home with reverence and respect. May we resist patterns of colonization and oppression as a sacred practice of our Unitarian Universalist principles. I'd like to especially welcome today everybody from UUCSR who's here in person, everybody on Zoom. We've got cameras in the back if everyone wants to wave. And any visitors who are with us for the first time today. If you're here in person, please join us after the service. We've got coffee, tea, conversation, and a potluck out underneath our tent. If you have any questions about UUP, our service today, the status of the work ongoing in our building, or the ways we come together in beloved, imperfect community, please feel free to find me after the service. There are topical announcements in your order of service, but everyone should check out our newsletter online at uupetaluma.org. One special announcement today, there will be a Path to Membership orientation after the service, after the potluck probably today. I joined Reverend Aija and our membership coordinator, Diana Spalding, to learn about the joys and responsibilities of membership. As a courtesy, please turn off your cell phone and any other electronic devices that might interfere with our sound system or otherwise create unintended distractions. And again, I want to welcome everybody today. It's especially joyful for me as someone who grew up in the Santa Rosa congregation to now be here hosting you guys. And now please take a few moments, reach out to those around you for a brief morning greeting, and the sound of music will call you back.
Y'all quieted down much more cooperatively than I was expecting. Good morning. Welcome. My name is Aija Simpson-Newbury. It is my honor to serve this congregation. And on Sunday mornings, I get up and I say, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are welcome here. But that doesn't actually quite cover it. You are not just welcome here. You are badly wanted here. I would go so far as to say you are needed here. And I don't just mean the members of UUP Petaluma who showed up this morning. I mean every single person here. If you traveled here from UU Santa Rosa, you are not only welcome here, you are wanted here. And this morning, you are needed here. If you step through our doors for the first time and are wondering what the heck is going on with all these people, you are welcome here, you are wanted here, and you are needed here. If you came here this morning with a spirit so joyful that it's hard to stay in your pews, you are welcome here, you are wanted here, and you are needed here. If you barely dragged yourself out of bed this morning, you are also welcome here, and wanted here, and needed here. No matter how you got here, no matter how your spirit sits in these pews, you are welcome here, you are wanted here, and you are needed here, for we would be less without you. So come, let us worship together. I have invited another UUCSR alum, Marlene Abel, to come up and light our chalice. And we light our chalice this morning with the words of the Reverend Lee Knibbe. This chalice is for the living, the changing, the becoming. This chalice is for losing the script of your life, the chapters about who you are in other people's stories. This chalice is for the lost GPS that was supposed to show you how to get where they expected you to go. This chalice is for skipping the directions, coloring outside the lines, painting not by number, but by silence, by wild abandon, with a brush you made yourself from light deep inside. Startling, vivid, a new voice that already knows you. Finally, a true story.
Let us recite our affirmation together, or listen and receive. The words are in the order of service. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve the world in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we worship together. Our opening hymn is number 118, This Little Light of Mine, and we are going to repeat the first verse after the three. Please rise in body or spirit.
like to invite all the young at heart, the young of knee, if you can sit down and get back up without assistance, to come forward for a story. And I'm your microphone holder, so turn me off.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jan Ogren. I'm a member of both UUCSR and UUP. And this story, called Bernie Goes to Town, was originally created... Woo! Wow. Okay. So, by the way, that's totally planned. Era is actually an acrobat. So let's see now, with the kids here, so you can see. Well, can you guys turn around so you can see us here?
Find a spot where you can see the bears.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. You've got an animal there too. So this story was originally created 21 years ago when UUCSR moved from Todd, which was out in the country, to downtown. And so it's a story about connecting together. So once upon a time, me, I'm Bernie. Hi, I live in the woods. And I'm Dogsy. And I live in town, and we met in the woods. Hi, want to play together? Yeah. Where do you live? I live in town with all these different animals. Where do you live? Oh, I just live in that log house over there by myself. Would you like to come to town with me? I'd love it. So he came in, and Domsy said, ooh, I don't know this bear very well. I don't know how he's going to act in town. I hope he has good manners. Oh, I'm a good bear. So when they got to Domsy's house, they were awfully tired, and Bernie saw the bed, and he said, oh, look at that bed. Wow, that looks comfortable. And he hopped right in. And Domsy went, that was my bed. I was going to have him sleep in the guest room. Oh, well, my parents told me to be nice when company comes, so I'll let him sleep there, and tomorrow we'll work it all out. Well, tomorrow came, and he said, I'm going to show you around town. Let's go to the store. So Bernie went to the store, and he looked and goes, wow, look at all that great stuff. And he took all these candy bars and stuffed them in his pockets and walked right out without paying for them. Oh, dear, that's not a very good thing for him to do. I thought this was a good bear. Well, I'll take him over to my friends, Ruby Rabbit, and she'll help him adjust to living in town. So Ruby brought out a nice lunch for them, and Bernie saw all the food and he went, yum, and he grabbed the whole plate that was meant for all of them, and he started stuffing his face. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Oh no, that's not right. No, we don't have any food. I'll get us some more food. So Ruby went and got some more food for Dobsy and her. And then they went home again later, and Bernie said, oh, it's time for a nap. I'm going to go into bed. And Dobsy said, no, that's my bed. Oh, really? In fact, you haven't been acting very nice. I haven't? Oh, no. And so Dobsy said, yes, I want to tell you how you should act. And so he started talking, and Bernie went, huh? But he kept nodding. And then at the end, Dobsy said, oh, this is good. Now the bear knows how to act. And so they went over to Ruby Rabbit's again, and Ruby brought out some food, and guess what Bernie did? He ate it all again. He just grabbed it and ate. And Dobsy said, wait a minute, I told you how to act, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you were saying. You were talking so fast. Okay, I'll talk slow. Now, when you go and you see stuff, you have to always share, okay? And, also you have to pay for something. You can't just take it. Oh, okay, I got it. I know how to live in the village now. So then they went to the store. And Barney saw all these apples in a crate, and all the people, all the different animals, and he grabbed an apple and he gave it to each one. And he shared it. Even the choir behind here, he shared an apple with everyone, and then he walked out without paying for them. And then, when they went over to Ruby Rabbit's for lunch, he said, "Here is $15 for lunch." And Ruby said, "But I'm sharing with you." "Oh, I don't get it." "Well, I explained it very well to you. You kept nodding, didn't you understand?" No, you were talking so fast. You were telling me all these shoulds that I didn't understand. But my parents told me to be polite and not interrupt. But they also told me to be honest. So if you asked if I didn't understand, you're right. I didn't understand how to act. And Ruby said, "Why, what are you trying to teach him?" "Yeah." And Dobbsy said, "Well, I'm trying to teach him the right way to act." And she said, "Well, you can't do that from a list of things to do. You have to do that by living together and figuring things out. So let's go to the store and I'll show you what a store is. A store is where somebody has put their things out and you'd have to pay for them. It's a store." "Oh, I thought it was somebody's house. It just had a lot of stuff." No, a store is someplace where you pay for things. But a person's house is where you share and you pay attention and you have manners and you share the food. "Oh, now I get it. Yay!" And from then on, all of the animals loved Barney, and Barney lived in the village very nicely together.
So, we're going to go upstairs or to the nursery. You're always welcome to stay with your parents if you'd like to stay for the service. And we are all going to sing some words that are up there. Okay, off we go.
Every week, we lift up the spiritual value of generosity by taking an offering for the ministries of this church. In a moment, we will pass the baskets to collect your contributions. If you're worshiping with us for the first time, please accept this service as our gift and let the basket pass you by. If you'd like to donate online, please scan the QR code on the one-page pamphlet in your pews, or go to www.uupetaluma.org. If you're writing a check, be sure to indicate what it is for on the memo line. You may also drop your card expressing joys or concerns into the basket.
Be the
to the gifts of life and generosity that sustain beloved community within and beyond our walls, we dedicate these offerings and ourselves. We are now entering into the contemplative portion of our worship. This is a time when we can reflect on and acknowledge the deep sorrows or life-changing joys that we are carrying within our hearts in this sanctuary of our gathered community. For safety's sake, please use only one match per person if you would like to light a candle.
In the names of those present and absent, remembered and forgotten, known and unknown. In the name of all the helpers of humanity, we meditate now in silence. holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. There is a love big enough to hold us all. A love that we weave together in our shared times of silence and singing. Every time we reach out a hand, pick someone up, offer a shoulder. There is a love big enough for this whole big hurting world. The trick is that we have to believe in it. We have to believe in a love big enough to hold everyone, even the person you're thinking of right now. And more than that, we have to believe in a love big enough to hold every single part of our souls. In this Pride Month, we are reminded of the act of radical love and courage it takes to say, I am worthy of love, in the face of people who would disagree. All of us require that courage. All of us have some part of our souls that we would prefer not to look at, let alone expose to the cold light of day. But we come here and we say, all of you is loved, even that part. Yes, even that one. Every part of you is worthy of love, and we are building a love strong enough to hold you. You just have to believe in it. And when you can't, we will believe in it for you. There is a love big enough for everything. We rest in this love. You can rest in this love. Please, rest in this love. Amen.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Thank you, choir. Choirs. It's so great to look out here and see these two congregations together. You know, when we first talked about this, we were both excited, and my feeling is, why hadn't this happened before? So I hope that you'll continue to do these joint things. It's, 20 minutes apart, we should actually be together more often. So I'm just thankful to be here, and I'm grateful to look out there and see many of UUCSR in the audience. So thank you for coming. You've all heard this phrase, stay on the straight and narrow. It's usually offered as good advice, meant to keep us safe, respectable, on track. But there's a danger in its narrowness. So much of the world says, stay on the straight and narrow, a phrase that sounds more like moral wisdom, but has often meant conformity. It has meant to be quiet, fit in, don't rock the boat, and for many LGBTQ plus people, it's been a path to invisibility. For many straight and cisgender people, it's been a trap of silence and complicity. Because narrow paths were defined by someone else's fears, someone else's theology, someone else's comfort with conformity. They don't lead to freedom, they lead to shame, to silence, to lives half-lived. So many LGBT plus people, the straight and narrow was never the path. And yet, many were told to walk it anyway. Some tried, some still try. Some break under the burden of pretending. And pride is what happens when we all step off that road. When we say, I was never made for someone else's path, I was made for joy, for truth, for becoming. Pride is not just a parade, it's not just a rainbow flag, it's not even just a celebration. Pride is a declaration of life, of authenticity, of resistance. Stepping off the straight and narrow path just isn't a personal act, it's a theological one. It's saying God or Spirit or the mystery of being didn't make a mistake when making me. It's saying I'm not broken, I am becoming. As Unitarian Universalists, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person. That's not just a slogan, it's a spiritual truth. Queer people are not just to be tolerated or accepted. They are reflections of divine creativity. Their lives are sermons in themselves, proof that the sacred cannot be boxed into binaries, into expectations, into normal. In fact, the divine may be most visible when someone dares to live freely, fully, flamboyantly even, when the world says no. It's a holy moment when we all step off the narrow road others paved for us and begin to dance on our own. Such was the case of Marjorie when she stepped off the straight and narrow life road. I first met Marjorie in my home UU congregation in Rocky River, Ohio. Marjorie had raised her kids, buried her husband, lived in a life shaped by others' expectations. In her late 70s, she fell in love with a woman, Ellen. She said, I used to think I missed my chance, but now I see I was just on pause. Her first pride was in her 70s. She wore her rainbow pins and decided to dance to ABBA like she was making up for lost time. She told the congregation at our Pride celebration service, "This is me finally." And we, as her congregation, got to say back, "We see you. We celebrate you. Welcome home." Let me tell you about a member of a congregation I serve. Let's call him Alex. Alex grew up in a conservative household, attending church where straight and narrow was preached every Sunday. They tried to conform, dated who they were supposed to, wore what they were supposed to, hid their truth deep inside. And it wasn't until their mid-30s, in a Unitarian Universalist space, that Alex heard a different message. They heard that love, all love, is sacred, that gender is expansive, that truth-telling is holy. And slowly, painfully, joyfully, they stepped off the path someone else built. They found their way home. Their first pride was both a celebration and a reckoning. Why did I have to wait so long? And then there's the story of Jace. Jace, 15, trans, walked into our UU youth group with a hoodie pulled tight over his face, barely speaking. When asked to share his name and pronouns, he said Jace, he, him. Not a single person blinked, just, hey Jace, cool. 6 months later, he stood in front of our congregation for Trans Day of Visibility. He said, I used to think I had to hide to be safe. Now I know I must be seen to be whole. Pride isn't always loud, sometimes it's quiet. It's a circle of teenagers saying your name right. It's a church that makes space for fullness of who you are. But pride is the sacred act of stepping off the straight and narrow and onto the winding, colorful, liberating path of authenticity. Such was the case as Tom, as a LGBTQ ally, he stepped off the straight and narrow. Tom, as a grandfather and Navy vet, watched his granddaughter come out as non-binary. He didn't understand at first, but he didn't react. He leaned in, he read, he listened, he stayed. Now he supports a group for elders navigating gender and identity in their families. He wears a button that says, they, them is sacred. He told me, I thought stepping off the straight and narrow was something other people did. Now I see it's a path that we all walk together. My stories of stepping off would not be complete without me sharing one more. This one is more personal than the rest, for it's my own story. I was raised at a very young age to follow the straight and narrow. It was a path. It was the metaphor for life. It was my roadmap. Follow the rules, get married, have kids, serve God or church or whatever, and stay in line. And I did. I got married. I had children. I did everything I was taught that would bring happiness. But deep inside, I carried a truth that I couldn't speak. I was gay. For years, I tried to change. But silence is a slow kind of dying. And in my mid-30s, I finally said it out loud, I'm gay. First to myself, then to others. And it felt like stepping off of a cliff, but I didn't fall. I flew. One of the scariest moments was telling my children, would they still love me? Would they understand? But kids know love when they feel it, and mine have never stopped loving me. The first time I held someone's hand in public, the sky didn't fall. I was welcomed, not in despite who I was, but because of it. Then I found Unitarian Universalism. I expected politeness, but what I found was affirmation. A faith that didn't ask me to shrink, that didn't ask me to choose between my spirit and my identity. A faith that said, your story belongs here. You belong here. Now I get to minister in this tradition. I get to walk with others as they step off their own straight and narrow paths, whatever that looks like for them. Pride means to me I don't have to hide. It means I get to be a dad, a minister, a gay man, a whole person. I stepped off the road I was told would lead to a salvation and found the road that led me home. As a community, as congregations, as Unitarian Universalists, it's not enough to welcome LGBT people after they've already survived a narrow road, but we need to be the community that meets them before, that builds bridges off the path, that says you don't have to be straight, you don't have to be narrow, you just must be real. So here we are, heard the stories, we've named the courage it takes to live authentically, and we've honored the grace that meets us when we tell the truth. But pride just isn't a personal celebration. It's a collective invitation. To those who are LGBT youth who are not alone, you do not have to be smaller than your spirit. When you're ready, we're ready to walk with you. Your identity is not something to overcome, it's something to honor. To the allies, just don't say you're supportive, show it. Support queer youth. Vote with your values. Be the kind of person that others love to be around. And to all of us, let's not be welcoming in name, let's be actively inclusive. Make pride a part of your year-round ministry. Let our congregational life reflect the sacred truth that loves no single shape. Let's keep walking the wide, brave path of love. The Reverend Teresa Novak, emeritus member of the UU Congregation of Marin, said, "There is a road less taken. It curves, it dances, it bursts with color. It may not be a straight path, it may not be narrow, but it's holy, and it leads us home to ourselves and to one another." Because pride is not just for June, it's a posture of living, a way of being church. So this month and always, let us be congregations that celebrate the mischief of queerness. Let us remember that straight and narrow was never the way to a salvation. It was just the way to obedience. Instead, let us step off that path together. Let us walk crooked, spiral, flamboyant roads. Let us dance. Let us tell the truth. Let us build a world where no one must hide. May we honor just not coming out, but coming alive. To all who stepped off the straight and narrow, to all who are still walking, still wondering, still afraid, we see you. We celebrate you and want to walk beside you. We come to a place made holy by your presence. We come with our stories, beautiful, broken, and bold. We come to sing the song of love that refuses to say in just one key, that won't walk in just one line. Today we celebrate pride, not a parade or a flag, but a way of living and loving that says there is more than one way to be whole, to be holy, to be home. Go in love, go in truth, and blessed be.
Rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 112, Do You Hear? arms out toward each other, extend our hands outward. As we hold each other in spirit, please repeat after me. We send forth this flame into the world.
We send forth this flame into the world.
And with it the light of truth.
And with it the light of truth.
The warmth of love.
The warmth of love.
The fire of commitment.
The fire of commitment.
And the glow of gratitude for each person with us today.
And the glow of gratitude for each person with us today.
We join hands. We join hands even on the days it makes us feel a little weird, because we need each other more than we know. We need each other when we would love boldly. When we would love each other boldly, but perhaps even harder, when we would love ourselves boldly. When we would love every single part of our soul, when we live with pride, when we reject shame. To do that work is hard, and so we need each other. We come together knowing we will be held on the days that we need to be held, and we will be there to hold others on the days where they need us. We need each other every day, and so we say, go out, make the good kind of trouble. Come back and tell us all about it so that we might get into trouble too. Love boldly. Live your most fabulous, crooked, dancing, outrageous self. And come back and tell us all about it. Go in peace, my friends. Come back in love. Amen.